to Sailing Liberty! We're really glad you're back.
Today's show, we're gonna visit ALPA 42 Cage.
What an interesting boat. A center cockpit.
Yeah, which has 2 bedrooms.
2 masts, small sails, and we're very interested because we're seriously thinking about upgrading.
Giving up the life in Estonia and New York and become full-time cruisers.
What are you going to do?
Today on Sailing Liberty.
But first, a special message to all of our family and friends in Estonia.
Head vabariigi aastapäeva!
It's Independence Day in Estonia today.
Mu armsad lennajõed.
We love you guys. We can't wait to come home and see you. God bless you. On Sailing Liberty.
After Date finished directing New York Fashion Week.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
He jumped on the plane. When everybody came back to America, he flied out to Estonia to come home to me before the... Dad was like, no way, we have to live our lives. And I got engaged. Dad, come here. And before you know it, fashion find us again.
Feel that breeze in the front of you, or anywhere.
Earrings. All right. Get those shoes. Look there. Get those pants. Them. Face. Take your time here.
Now we're up the hill. Windy, Estonia Beach.
He met my grandpa, my grandma, and you know, we know that good life is not forever. So we took the flight out to Mexico. We thought there is like a pretty good situation. Palm trees.
Everywhere.
And in Mexico we were figuring out if we go to Nicaragua. It's really good. Or we go back to New York and pack up the bags in Ted's apartment, and we chose to go back to New York.
Can you imagine walking in for the first time? I mean, say, what can you say? I'll take it, right? It's like, no question. I mean, look at the view. Well, we got some really good help here with the U-Haul guys. They're always super cool. You ready to go, Sweet Berry?
Yeah.
All right, we do it. Let's rock. We should have no time wasted on loading neatly. We will be loading quickly. So, you know, it's funny, once you're on the water, all the other stuff doesn't really matter anymore. We had a good system here going to New York. This is how we manage the cables for the Tony Awards for the dolly shots. I might not get all this in one trip. Axl Rose?
Super emotional, huh?
Yeah.
This was the place we considered home.
Yeah.
We had 2 guys helping us move out. All the furniture. 6.
Yes, 6 flights.
6 flights. We were really surprised. Not a happy surprise.
Sure how nice we left it. Hope the next person here will be really happy. I bet they will. As long as they can keep making money to pay for it. That's the tricky part of this crazy world.
Everything is moved out, all the furniture. And now we're gonna go drive to Pennsylvania. I took a shower. We have been moving out like a week. Hands are all raw. It's raw. Hands are painful. It's sad to leave the home. On Friday we're gonna leave. It's 25th of September. We are going out.
Come on, buddy. David has a question.
Oh, these are baskets full of soaps and liquids.
Here?
Oh, kitchen. Yeah.
Kitchen.
Just right into this crap. That's like just your everyday household shit.
You want to say something for our documentary, Dad, about moving?
Yeah, I would like to say something. Put it on there. Holy hell.
It says it all. Man, a few words, they're quite accurate.
Pierce and Triton, okay, is ready to go. But we want to know if there's any way possible we can go with a bigger boat. Camper Nicholson was sold. Now let's check out ALPA 42.
We're heading down to Pasadena, Maryland. It's really close to Annapolis, Maryland. Big sailing mecca. It's been interesting. This boat, this ALPA 42. It's a center cockpit. It's a Sparkman Stevens design. It was built in 1981 in the ALPA boatyards in Italy. It sailed across the Atlantic back to the States. The tailing port is New York, New York, and the boat is called Generosity. Now, the lineage is not been really defined at this point, but the owner that has the boat now bought it in New York and brought it down here. At the time, it had just been refitted with an engine and a bunch of other stuff. The refit wasn't completed at the time of purchase. The exact circumstances of the purchase we don't really understand, but we know that there was some electrical work done. It seems that the generator was removed and the AC system was removed, which is not great. We wish it had a generator. The engine at this point has 250 hours on it, which is very low. It's a 75 horsepower Yanmar. The rigging was supposedly new at that time as well, which is 9 years ago. The guy is claiming he never really took the boat out except to bring it down here. It looks like it's been sitting. And he says he hasn't had it out of the water in 3 years. It's a real fixer-upper boat. Set to sea. We're not gonna. The boat's not gonna be like by any stretch of the imagination finished. Let's go have a look and find out.
Wait for the daddy-o. Wait for the daddy-o. There's whiskey in the jar. Went into my chamber to take a slumber. I dreamt of golden jewels, and for sure it was no wonder. But Jenny drew my charges, she filled them out with water. She sent for Captain Farrell to be ready for the slaughter.
What do you think?
The steering pedestal's not functioning, and it looks like the chain's jumped. You can start the engine, but you can't steer the boat. The cockpit sole is about to give way. So basically the pedestal has to come off, the cockpit sole has to get rebuilt. The whole thing has to get sorted out. It looks like all the parts are there and nothing's, I can't see what's broken. Something could be broken though. So the pedestal could have issues. It could just be a jump chain because it's so, because with the floor being so soft underneath it, that there's no tension left. That's what I think it is. I think we're ready to start the engine now. Through hulls are open. Cooling water's open. Yeah. Everything's open. Let's go start this engine. See if we have a good running engine here. How's it going? All right, so I just checked the through hulls for the coolant. They're open. I have a gas engine. I know there's like you do some kind of warm up. You got to go to glow plug first.
Yeah, just turn it
to on. And once the bell stops, you can start it, right? There's a battery light that's on. That sounds like a pretty long time, right?
The engine started.
Sounds good. The oil look clean. You see water coming out? I hear it. Well, I'd like to see if it'll go into gear.
Just, yeah, don't throttle it up, just bump it.
That's reverse, I guess. There you go. There's your home number. Got 58.
Your phone.
It's pretty much what I expected. Remember, don't say anything good about the boat.
Okay.
I'm happy about it at all. Just keep making a stern look on your face all the time.
Okay.
Like you're very concerned. What? The galley is underneath the cockpit? Bizarre. And you got these couple of panels to shield off the companionway from the galley. Not digging this layout at all. Oh, okay. Well, the fridge is that in the living room, so that's cool. But I'm not sure if that's marine grade or not. Giant locker full of who knows what. And wow, somebody must have had a real explosion in this bathroom. So they cut all the hoses. I mean, it's very inefficient, this mess they created. Just saying that they had to tear everything out, including all the liners. That's the first thing you do on a boat is you just gut the bathroom. And I'm not sure if those cushions are going to be salvageable, but maybe some patches. I'm not sure. A lot of neglect to get holes that random. This companionway steps are just kind of steep. No benefit to breaking them all. It's all laying around. You can't have no room for it.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to use the toilet?
No, thank you.
Works. Take pictures of this stuff, would you please? And down here. A lot of the running rigging isn't beat, it's just dirty from sitting. I mean, the standing rigging is fucking beefy shit. See if it moves in either direction, okay?
Okay.
There's a lot of crap in here, but I can't believe you put your sail. But this guy, the sail could be just underneath this, all this crap. Like if it was in here first, that means it's on the bottom. There's this tote, what is it for? Here we found a sail. Oh, it's not a sail. All right, we have not yet found the jib sail. Jib sail could be a lot of money. But it's less custom than the mainsail. So if you have to buy it, it's a lot more basic and a lot less special than the mainsails. That said, there's rain coming. Let's look at these mainsails. Fuck, where's the damn sails? The guy didn't know. I said, oh, I really don't know. Mr. Nice Guy is turning into Mr. Shimmy Shammer. This compartment goes all the way to the freaking keel, basically.
I can't imagine that you put all this crap on a sail.
We didn't find the jib. There's two sails missing. The staysail and the jib. Arr, bly, arr. Ahoy! Nobody smart has owned this boat in a long time. Unlike the last boat I bought, the person that owned it before me was super smart and super good at shit. And everything they did on the boat was right. And everything they didn't do on the boat, parts were already sitting there waiting for me. Replace shaft packing. Look, he has a note right here. Alright, here's his list. 3 zincs, 2 in heat exchanger, 1 exhaust. Replace. He has the list right here on the key. This is what the boat needs. And it's on the list, right here on the key.
I'm videoing it.
Which is really nice. I'll tell you one thing for sure. That breaded seafood, was a heavy lunch. The only reason we're here is because this is a real boat. Center cockpit, 2 cabins, 2 heads, both wet heads. Engine runs, starts right up. In fact, we'll try it again here in a minute. Sparkman & Stevens design has great sailing calculation numbers. Starts right up again. Let me get a shot of this sweet over. That's your exhausting your coolant. We don't have a radar dame, but we do have all the other electronics new. We could swap out the Simrad stuff for our brand new B&G stuff that we have that we bought last summer. It's the newest stuff for sailing. This canvas work looks shitty, but I think if with the right application of OxyClean, you get rid of the mold, it'll look good. The isinglass is good. It's clear. Great forward visibility on this boat. So we'll dig out this cockpit locker and we'll see if we can find the sail. Here we go. This is interior trim. This should just get taken down below.
You think this is from the restroom?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. There's a toilet in the cockpit. So this might be from the restroom, yes.
Oh my gosh. Maybe they wanted to be innovative and build the cockpit toilet.
Wow. I could think of a few times I could have used the cockpit toilet. Single handing in a seaway and wearing bibs. Yeah. That happens to people. These are real ocean ones too, with the reflectors and the giant shoulders. I wouldn't keep them in the freaking cockpit locker. But they're brand new. Those tags still on them. It's got a step in it. That's how deep it is. You need a step to get out of it. Oh wait, I just found the emergency rudder post. I'm not even on the bottom. I'm standing on stuff. There's still more stuff under my feet.
How tall you are, Dad? Like 6 foot?
Yeah. You could get 5 or 6 people in here, but they were really very friendly.
Krill. Oh my god, that's heavy.
Sails. This one's got pizza stains, but it's still got some crispy on it. This might be the working jib.
Okay.
This is the Genoa. This is the roller furling. This is super heavy.
Okay.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to get it.
Oh my god, it's so heavy. Okay.
Another sail bag under here.
Oh, are you
Super
gonna take
heavy.
it? Oops. What is it?
Is this some kind of spinnaker? This must be a spinnaker. There's that right there. We would call that number and ask them what the hell it is. What's this? This is the emergency rudder handle. Take that. It's heavy. So whoever was working in the boat just stuffed all the sailing stuff in there because to them that shit was just in the way and worthless. You know what they use these for? Toilet lids. This is a Hank on sale. Oh, it has hanks. Wait. It has hanks, and it has. Since it has this protective edge on it, we know that it was made for a roller furling. The boat has roller furling, but the problem is this rope is to slide into the furling system, into the foil, but they have hanks on it. So that means they're not in their, you know, you bend them on. So they're not using it in the furling system. And the working jib is hank as well. We don't know what size it is, I guess. We don't know. We just don't know. The main and the mizzen, they got some mold on them and some algae growing on them, but they're crispy. They're not old at all. I mean, they might be old, but they've been flaked and sitting there for a long time. They're crispy fresh. They're long. They're stiff sails that aren't beat at all. Got a real nice wasp nest. All right, the sails are crispy. Does this boat have issues? Yeah. So this seal, the mast seal is leaking like crazy. There's no seal.
Oh my god.
As bad as this looks, it's actually not that old. It's still pretty boardy. This will probably clean up with oxy.
Fine.
Yeah, this boat's a mess. This boat's a total mess. When stainless steel is kept sealed in with water, it can break down. These are super heavy chain plates, and they're fine at the top. So every point underneath would have to go bad for them to pull out. But it pulls out. There's a little bulge here. So you see this rust. It makes me think that they're rusting inside. It's a real stretchy tape. You see how this has just been in the sun too long. Oh, you're supposed to use it for one season. But there's a thing where you can, when the steering breaks, which it does, I think this is for extension for the rudder post. Okay, this is how we steer the boat now, that since the steering mechanism is broken. This is the drive shaft, this is the handle. That's a little dull right there.
I hear it.
That's why it's not $80,000 sailing the Mediterranean right now. It's had a string of flaky owners, and so here we are. Worst thing with the boat right now that I can see is the cockpit sole. It's a piece of plywood and it's raw.
Yep, pretty bad.
Yeah. That's a total rebuild right there. Start from scratch on that one. So let's sit down in here for a minute and ask ourselves. First of all, let's look at these cushions. They can be washed.
That's great.
Some paint.
There's everywhere paint.
I wonder how much paint do you think you need? Could this be your living room? And your kitchen? Living in a tropical wonderland? Cabin lights.
Oh, lights are working. Yay!
For night?
It's a little claustrophobic here.
It doesn't have a ton of windows.
No.
Force 10 gas stove. It's a good brand. Big desk for editing. I already have one of these. Oh, the Hoke came with this exact thing. It's a cooktop. It's gimbaled, so you mount it like this. We'll have to live with it until we have time. Deal with this diesel leak. Get rid of this diesel odor.
Steering
What do
or
you want to do
diesel
first?
leak?
Steering.
Diesel leak.
We got rid of the smell with that blower.
It's still here a little.
Yeah. Right there, I mean, the hose from the tank to the filter is wet. That must be the leak right there. The hose is leaking. I don't think this is the best kind of hose to be using on diesel. It's just a rubber hose. I don't think it's the right quality of hose. The fuel is probably breaking the hose down. Emergency tiller. Because there is an extension hole right here, so that you can run the emergency tiller up here on deck. So you could actually be here steering with a tiller, which would allow you to basically get this boat going. You could go out right now if you could steer it. It seems like the engine's working, the transmission's working. All right, so you take out a couple plugs. This drive shaft goes through. There's a quadrant, which is like a quarter of a circle. This is the middle of the circle. You got to put a big metal handle on that sucker. See if we can get this rudder to turn. This ram is out, but I guess it has to be. All right, I'll give it a try. I just don't want to go nuts here. Oh, paint, of course.
More paint.
More paint. Paint solves everything. This is what you do when your wheel steering quits working, just like it is now. It is what it is, Barry. All right, it's turning. So now it's midship. Oh, the wheel's turning. I imagine the rudder's turning as well. So I'm going to put this stuff. I'm actually going to put this emergency tiller in the aft cabin because whoever gets this boat needs to know about this. It can't just be hanging around in a locker somewhere. What do you think? Or should we put it back in the locker where we found it and let them figure it out? Just saying. All the news has been good, really. So who knows? We got to try to. We'll keep a positive attitude about this boat until we decide we don't want it. Then we'll say all kinds of bad things about it. But this could end up being our boat, so we're going to stay positive for now. Yeah, I think it's a good strategy. Time to pack this locker back up.
Aitäh vaatamast, mu armsad vennad ja õed! Palun toetage minu kanalit Sailing Liberty, tee oma tüdruks, subscribe and press that bell notification.
You know what? She just said, we love you guys. We need every bit of support we could get, especially from Estonia. Helen is the most awesome Estonian chick that I'm in love with, and we need to get you guys to be on our team together. So,
see you next time on Sailing Liberty. Terviseks!
Terviseks! Dolphin! Oh, there's a dolphin! He just did a freaking porpoise move.